Well, hello there, and welcome to today's stream, where today I'm going to be talking about just how much growth without pain is impossible. Now, this is something that is specifically fun for me to say, because when I was going through college, the thing that was taught to me and ingrained in my head was how growth without change is impossible. But I've been learning as of recently that growth without pain is also impossible. And that's something I want to go into, sharing some stories of my own life, and also going into how the trip to Ohio went, since some of you guys know that I went to Ohio. So we'll go into that story too as well right at the beginning. While finishing up Subnautica, this should probably be the last time we play Subnautica before we move on to the next game. So let's jump right in. Well, welcome back to thoughtraid, a community about friends, gaming, and better ways of thinking. I'm Brandon, and today we're going to be playing some Subnautica while talking about how growth without pain is impossible. I'm going to have to figure out a whole new cadence of talking with this new introduction because it goes on for a bit once I've finished, which is very interesting. But hello everybody. I've missed you. It's been an entire week. Where have you been? I've been in Ohio, so... That's where I've been. According to you, Sean, I've been in hell, which is fair. I don't know. To be honest, I don't view Ohio as hell, but I love the memes relating to it. And boy, do I have some stories to share about my time in Ohio. So we're going to be talking about that. And how, again, growth without pain is impossible while playing the game that has arguably brought me a lot of pain, Subnautica. So, yeah, that's what today is all about. Let me just take this over here. There we go. So I can see both chats. That's nice. Right there is good. That's so nice. Okay. And then I don't want to play EDM. I'm not in the mood for that when I'm going to be talking about something a little more, I don't know, not so intense. So anyways, how are you guys? How has your week been? Because I'm going to talk about my week, but before I jump into what my week was like, I would like to know how your week was like in the whole time we were not together. As this also tells me about how this oxygen efficiency has been decreased. Lord. Okay. Welcome to the real hell. This is the real hell. Oh, gosh. So, I don't remember why I'm down here. Oh, yeah, now I remember why I'm down here. That's where I need to head. Okay. My week has been god-awful. Oh, no. Why has your week been god-awful, John? I just now also saw Zap your compliment everything new. Thank you. You'll explain later. Okay. Sweet. You're walking home. Oh, okay. Well, welcome to thoughtraid on the road, I guess. I thought about it once I got back that maybe I can find a way. I've been doing a little bit of observation about the existence of a camera stabilizer that you can put your phone into, and I've been thinking about potentially next time I go on some big adventure and it's during a time where I'm at thoughtraid and I don't necessarily need a vacation from thoughtraid, I might just stream where I'm at. If I take a walk or something, we'll have a conversation. Been thinking about that because on the market is that, and there's also these little miniature microphones you can connect to yourself, and I think that's amazing. And if I can figure out how to make that all work on my phone, I might just broadcast one day when I'm taking a walk down the streets of Ohio or something. And it would definitely be fun and interesting, because I've already talked about potentially doing a stream where I'm going to take a walk through the forest. So, and I still want to make that happen, but there's a lot of logistics involved in that I'm not sure how to work with, and now I've got a little bit of an idea. Nature walk, yes. City walk, I don't know. All of the above. Walk, yes. So I might do that at some point. You gonna leave me alone? I'm not infected anymore. Don't bother me, please. I just want to get some kyanite crystals in peace. Thank you. What did your manager do this time? And also, how has your week been, Zap? Out of curiosity. No, I don't want you latching on to me and sucking the energy out of my suit. I've got 75% energy and I don't need less of it. We ain't sharing. Screwed up your schedule. It was great. Good. I keep forgetting school. Okay, it has started back up. I was like, I know it's later than North America. Well, North America. America. Or at least when, like, North Carolina. It's different. Your birthday's Wednesday. Oh my gosh. Well, happy birthday. Because by the time that happens, we will not be streaming. Are you going to be... Are you going to be at school and after school? I don't know. I don't know what availability I'll have on Wednesday before I get myself into anything. But I would like to do something to celebrate your birthday. That'd be fun. Hello, kyanite crystal. I need 4, or 3 technically. There's a whole reason why I'm pissed. There we go. I'll probably do something for dinner, but nothing huge. Okay. Well, fun. Will you be going out to eat somewhere? Will you be making something? Or will someone be making something for you? Probably do a party or something on Saturday. Nice! Me as much kyanite as you can give. I need this whole crystal just to be on the safe side because I feel like I'm gonna need more than just 4 kyanite crystals. Oh, it has no storage room. Oh, that's problematic. No. Let me get out of there. Come here, kyanite crystals. Get into my inventory. Okay. Where is... There.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Cool. How much inventory taken up do we have here? Okay, fine. I guess the amount of kyanite crystals I've got should be more than enough. I can't imagine needing more than that. When you talk about having a birthday party on Saturday, Zap, are you talking about, like, doing, like, board games, card games, video games, D&D game? Like, what kind of games we talking about kind of thing? I was planning on getting a decent steak and finally making one of my own properly. But my mom is just set on the fact that seared steaks don't taste as good as grilled. Ooh! I love sleepovers. Oh my gosh. I love that so much. I wish I was able to do that more when I was a kid. I might get an error. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. I love it. Once again, I need to figure out where's the exit point. I keep getting lost. Entry is so much easier than exit. And this cave does not make it any easier for me. A poker says someone gamble all night long. All right. Oh gosh. Oftentimes, when I was your age, and I was celebrating my birthday party, I'm trying to remember what I did. I know I did bowling one year. I did that. I didn't have a lot of big anything to do, because it wasn't really until college that I had a lot of friends. Then things started to change for me. How was hell? Hell was a lot better than you think. Like, there's a lot of ragging on Ohio and the memes and everything, and it's funny. But it really wasn't that bad of an experience at all. I had a lot of fun going to hell. Oh gosh, and honestly, it's the reason behind the inspiration for today's topic of growth through pain. It's not that Ohio in and of itself was the cause and source of my pain. It was more so just all that happened within the event. And just the people that I was surrounded with that made me go through what was a very taxing physically and emotionally time. And I do not have any regrets whatsoever. Confirmed. Ohio is not hell, but Ohio is pain. Or at least my experience. So first of all, the reason for me being up there in Ohio, if I didn't already state it, or if you didn't hear what I stated, if I did state it, there was a big reason. That was because New Balance was opening a new factory store in Columbus, Ohio, specifically at Sunbury, within Columbus, Ohio's reach. And so they were looking for different people from around relatively close areas to come and help start up the store. And so I was a part of the first wave of people to go. I left on Tuesday in like 5:30 in the morning. I didn't fly until like 7, but I got up at 5 o'clock, had to be out the door by 5:30, and my dad picked me up at 5:30. We drove to the Greensboro airport, flew to Charlotte, and that's where I met up with one of my, not co-workers, but definitely he also works for New Balance, and he's like very close to where I live, so we had a connected flight that then led, it was the main flight. My flight connected to his flight, which was the main flight to Ohio, and I ended up getting to Ohio sometime around like 1, or so, 12, well, maybe not 1, maybe like 12 something. I don't remember the exact time frame. And so, yeah, it was long travel. We got there late enough that we didn't have to go to work immediately. We instead stopped for lunch at Arby's. And I had Arby's for the first time in a while, and that was nice. I missed Arby's. I had myself a nice Reuben sandwich and the curly fries and Sprite, I think it was. I have a specific memory of what I had for lunch. I don't know, but I do. Arby's and Ohio, dead. And then we went straight to work, and it was a lot of work. Essentially, I'm surprised you're still with us. Thanks. But essentially, I had to go, and the job was we needed to receive all the crazy amounts of shipments in order to stock the store. So we received probably well over 20 pallets of shoes, not boxes, pallets of shoes. Each pallet potentially containing anywheres of around 15 to 20 boxes or so. I wasn't exactly keeping count, but it was a lot of shoes and clothing and other necessary things to run a store. And we received 20 pallets of that over the course of the days that I was there. We had someone receiving them, and then me and several other people were the ones then distributing it across the store, into the pips, into the shelves, everywhere. So it was a lot of work. Needless to say... No. We had... Okay. Hold on. I have an idea to further explain this. One sec. Let's see. Shipping pallet. Images. Okay, so let's see. Gotta get used to which button does what. Hold up. I think what I need to do is I need to go here and just go boop. There we go. Okay, so we had 20 or more pallets of shoes. And stacked on them was 20 to, or like 15 to 20 boxes of shoes, each box containing roughly about 12 boxes of shoes each, give or take, depending on the size of the shoes. Shoe box. So like 20 of these, effectively. Or not 20, excuse me, 12 of these, 20 boxes. We're talking, let's see. If we had, let's just do basic math. Let's just say, and this is not an exact math, but say 20 pallets with 20 boxes, all with 12 shoes, and we're looking at, like, we received about 4,800 pairs of shoes, effectively. Not mentioning the clothing we received and all that other stuff. So, like, 4,800 pairs of shoes-ish. And that's it, more or less. I don't know the exact amount, but it was a lot. It was a lot of work, needless to say. So, okay, leave me alone. So that's what I did. And so we were just essentially, yes, the pay was really good. I think they, first of all, they covered the expense of they covered the expense of my airfare. They covered my hotel. My hotel, I don't know if I shared pictures of it, but my hotel effectively was like a one-bedroom apartment. Like, it was really nice. I had a kitchen. I had like a stove and no dishwasher and all that kind of stuff. 2 televisions, a bedroom, bathroom, all that good stuff. Vanity. I had it good. So all that was covered. And then on top of that, welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online. Okay, well, I'll definitely share. I didn't take a lot of pictures, but I took some. But yeah, no, so yeah, they would do, they covered that, and then I think I got paid time and a half for that too. So it's good. Needless to say, very good. I should have a fat paycheck soon. So I'm very happy about that. Of all the ups and downs of New Balance, one thing I cannot complain about is how generous they are. They are very generous, and I will back them on that one. So, no, it was good. But it was just a lot of work. So basically, free vacation and a temporary raise for an extra hours. Yes, pretty much. Like, I mean, it's not. You can't fully call it a vacation because I was definitely working. When I looked at my workday thing, it said I worked like 80 hours, maybe 60 to 80 hours. It was a lot of hours. I worked a lot. So like, it wasn't just like, yeah, okay, I had a vacation. No. I worked my ass off. I got my pay. But it was good. It was a good time. But oh my god, my legs were killing me. Like, felt like they were on fire because, like, not only did I have to, like, lift boxes, and you have to, when you are working with heavy objects, you are expected, and it's necessary, to lift them with your legs and not your back. Yeah, exactly, and I got a workout. Yes, win, yes. You're expected to lift things with your legs and not your back, because if you're not careful when you're lifting with your back, you can, I don't know, you can slip disc, you can really hurt yourself a lot harder than you can if you just simply, do what I did, which was like 10,000 squats. because I had to like lift heavy boxes off the floor, move them to specific locations, chuck them down, open them up, move the shoes, and then after all that was done, it was like some of them had to be moved to a different location entirely. So I had to like take stacks of shoe boxes at a time, move them, which required me to squat, pick them up, stand back up again, and it was a lot of work on my legs. So like I think on Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, I did like so many squats. It was, whew, baby. Yep, it's done. But don't worry, there's going to be more pain coming up next, my friend, because I'm probably going to go help with setting up the new store in Minnesota. So I'll be at it again, probably in October. We'll see. We'll see if I get approved to go to that one as well. And yeah, I would say it's worth it. And I'm going to say it's worth it because I've got the story I got for you about the big stuff that happened that was really life-changing during my time at this trip. And then I'm going to talk about like my different life experiences to explain why I believe that the growth without pain is impossible. A traveling trader NPC never stays in the same place. I have traveled more in this year of my life than I have traveled through many years of my life. So it's amazing what you're able to do when you have a business that's able to pay for you to do it. I would never be able to do this traveling. I put my money towards other things, not travel. So thank you, New Balance, for enabling me to be able to travel like I do. But by the way, New Balance does not sponsor this, so this is not a, let's look at what New Balance, no, they don't sponsor me. I do everything I do as a job. That's what it is. Paid transaction. I'm gonna start a petition for New Balance to open a big store over here. Maybe. I mean, if that happens, I'll see if I can be flown over there to help open the store. They don't know how often they open stores in other countries. I know they've got stores in England and Japan, and they've got stores in China. So I know they're in different places besides the United States. But there'd probably have to be a cost effectiveness level before they would think to open, a store in your part of Canada. So if there's not enough business, they wouldn't probably do it.
Seek fluid.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, look, it's still slanted, just like before. Wow. I'll find a way. Wow.
Vital signs.
Stabilizing. So yeah, lots of heavy lifting, lots of heavy-duty heavy lifting I did. Good times. I also, like I said, had to help organize things. That was a lot of work. And then the big thing was my experiences, like figuring out how to do all these things and getting to know this person who flew up with me and back with me between Charlotte. Because that's really where I got pushed the hardest and experienced some pain, but good kind of pain. And it's made me really think about the importance of going through pain in order to grow as a human being. So yeah, part of my, hello there, Kenneth. Hello. Good to see you again. Well, hear you again. See you type again. Let me be clear. So part of the difficulty of the trip was its emotional component, far more than the physical component and how difficult that was. Like, yes, it was a lot of work, and that was definitely difficult. But really, the real challenge was just dealing with my temporary coworker. Because it maybe forced me to realize things about myself that I don't think any other situation would have enabled me to figure that out. And it was pain. So I had a coworker with me the whole time, and he was my ride. Like, I didn't have Uber to get me from point A to point B. I had him. And there was just a lot of, like, boundaries that he just pushed the whole time, some of which I didn't know I had until I had to make them in that moment. And it was interesting because this man is a really good man. Like, this is a man that I believe in his heart, and really at the end of the day enjoyed being around. But my God, when I say I was pushed to my absolute limits and became a broken man, I mean it. Oh my God. When I got back, I spent like the entire trip back, which was an hour and a half almost, just venting the entire time to my best friend about that. Construct, please. Take all this stuff, build this next piece. Felt like there's gonna be yet another piece above that piece, because that does not look like a complete ship to me. We're just gonna launch half in the water out that way as this gets constructed. It is very, very nice to watch them do that, though. Yeah, I figured there had to be one more. That does not look like a complete ship to me. Thank you. But now I should have yet another blueprint, I feel. Alright, what we got going on here? Alright. Cyclops shield generator. Plastisteel ingot, a computer chip, and enameled glass. Got it. Okay, cool. So we got a Cyclops shield, which I think I have on my Cyclops. I don't even need to go create that. I should already have that. Hello, Noah. Good to hear from you. Hello. It's been a week. Literally. Also, Noah, I've been thinking about this, and I want to remind you, you've not done anything for your birthday twice now. I'm not going to let you live that down. That's twice. You've not done something for your birthday. I'm not happy, Noah. Not happy. We have got to do something for your birthday at some point, and I'm making it public. Well, that you haven't done anything for your birthday, that is. And yes, I am going to beat this game today. But yes, we've got to do something. I want to do something for your birthday. We grow. None of us do. That is BS, Kenneth. We are grown-ass adults that need to have grown-ass birthday parties. I will not be satisfied without that. Well, we didn't even do the go-kart racing for last time. That just fell through. Like, when are we gonna do go-kart racing or whatever? Fun is a human right, yes. I like to celebrate my existence, okay? And other people's existences. Anyways. Nonetheless, I'm not really angry. I just been thinking about it and been sad a little bit about it, Noah. Because I've been like, didn't get to go do that, and I don't want you to go through another birthday without having the opportunity to more succinctly celebrate it for fun. So, okay, I don't need that anymore. Let me get rid of this blueprint. Where are you? Get rid of that. This blueprint now. Okay, cool. So anyways, so my temporary coworker, the limits of which he pushed me to, I did not know that I had, because I went along. I have some endurance. Like, thinking about it, I can put up with some crap. but even I have limits to my patience and what I can handle. So, okay, so first of all, let me explain me for a second, okay? Let me explain me, okay? Look at me. First of all, would I not look like the poster child for some sort of middle-class, Midwestern, sweet as can be, you know, naive white person? No, not USSR. No, I would not pass for a Russian. But wouldn't you say that I have? Hello there, Oni-chan. Oni-chan. Would I not pass for someone who is just a white, like, naive, like, you know, suburban American? All right, that's kind of how I guess I view myself in some regards. And Noah can attest to this. I'm not necessarily the fan of rap. I can enjoy it. Like, it's not like, you know, I hate rap. I don't hate rap. It's just, rap is to me what country is to many other people. You know, so I don't know. It's just, yeah, you've never left America and it shows. Yes, thank you. Thank you for recognizing reality. I have in fact not left the United States. I want to, but I have not had that opportunity afforded to myself just because you're old. But yes, I look like some white middle-class, middle-aged, white, naive man who doesn't really like rap all that much. This is me. I recognize this, but I enjoy things. I enjoy my EDM. I enjoy, you know, different types of genres of music and whatnot, and I can handle a lot of different things. But despite how loud I am, despite how big my personality can be, this coworker overshadowed me like I was an ant in terms of personality. This man was extroverted to the max. This man was a clown most of the time. This man really liked to push people's buttons. If he could find a button, he would press it. There was no questions asked. Your buttons will be pressed, no matter what sort of position of authority you have. Doesn't matter. Your age doesn't matter. Race, gender, ethnicity doesn't matter. He will push your buttons. Louder than me. And would be very happy to blast any music he was listening to at the very highest setting in the car. Like as loud as like to the point where your ears start bleeding. With the windows down so that everyone around can hear. Everyone can hear just how loud this music is. And it does not match me. I felt like an alien stuck, trapped in the car while I have to endure this. Oh my god, I was so embarrassed. I was dying. Oh my god, windows down is crazy, but I do the same thing if it was a good song. Every song was a good song for him. But we're talking music like we're talking like, I don't know. Like, okay, there's like different types of rap music, I suppose. And the reason why I don't like rap music is not because I don't like the rhythm or the people singing it or whatever. Like, it is pretty nice. But most rap music, I don't like the lyrics. Because most of the rap music that was played, and that is played in general, that I'm exposed to personally, has been about how many different, like, language, but like, you know, how many bitches you have, you know, like how many diamond accessories you have, like the amount of money you have, how much hustling you do, like look at me and my Jordans that I'm wearing, like all these things. I'm just like, I hate this. I hate this music so damn much. And I can't do anything about, I mean, I could, but I was too not assertive enough to change the situation. All the thing be once. He hates it. It is like that a lot, and I hate it because I hate pride. I hate pride so damn much. You have no idea how much I hate pride. So much. Like, it's just biggest turn away from anyone. Someone starts, like, you know, like flaunting their wealth, flaunting their power or whatever they have. Like, I don't give an F about it whatsoever. Leave me alone. You might want to consider listening to NF. I don't even know what that is. So, imagine that, okay? That's my existence every afternoon and evening. We're driving through the ritzy part of Ohio, blasting this music for all the world to hear, and especially when we're at a stoplight, 50 people around us in different cars. Crank that Soulja Boy right on up. just, I'm dying of embarrassment. Oh my God. And I try to, like, please turn it down. Like, I'm texting him this. I'm like making gestures, quietly saying it. It's not getting it. And it is so overwhelming and so exhausting to near that day after day. I sent you a song whenever you got the time. Okay, cool. And this was my existence for 5 days. And this same person does not have a sense of, like, what conversations should probably be quiet and private and which ones should be shouted from the rooftops. Because we've had conversations about, like, he was wanting to know, like, in public, like, asking questions within earshot of other people about my sex life or talking about his own or things of that nature. I'm just like, oh my God. Could you please be quiet? Like, I'm an open book. You guys know. You know me. You know I'm an open book, and I'm able to talk about anything. But I don't want to have it loud with people I don't know in a way that I can't control. I like to be able to control how, like, my reputation around others. If I'm gonna soil it, I like to soil my reputation on my own terms. I don't want somebody else soiling it for me, because it's like my goal is always I want other people to know my heart first and to see how I treat others before they begin to know what my actual beliefs are, because I know some people, if they hear my beliefs first, they won't even give me a chance. I know this. I've experienced this many times where I'm like, I really believe these X, Y, and Z. And people are like, screw you. Stay away from me. But when I'm with this coworker, I'm just being dragged along because he's my ride. I can't, and he's my coworker. And so, like, I have to be around him, and I have to endure him breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the ride to and fro. Oh. So yeah, that was happening. And then on top of that, he saw through me. Like let me explain to something here. This person, his heart's in the right place. Like, he wasn't just being an ass. He wasn't just being some, you know, fool. That spooked me. He wasn't just being some, like, foolish clown with no consideration for others whatsoever. That wasn't the case at all. Like, his heart was in the right place. And I knew that, and I knew he was intelligent, and he saw right through me. And so one of the things that he was pulling the crap out of me was that he wanted me to be more direct. Which was very difficult, because because I started off more direct growing up because my parents are both New Yorkers, and there's just a culture of greater directness. You just say what's on your mind. You know, they come across as mean and kind of like standoffish, but in reality, a lot of New Yorkers care deeply, and Northerners do care, but they're just more abrasive. I started off that way, then I moved to the South, and the Southerners are more... They don't really say what's on their mind. They're more beat around the bush, passive-aggressive. So I learned... You do? Exactly. You know, Noah, you know. They beat around the bush, that bless your heart, passive-aggressive, and I had to learn a different way of speaking, and so I learned, especially since I got rejected a lot once I moved to North Carolina, and I didn't really have a good friend set until college, I learned how to speak passive-aggressively, and that has been something I've had to unlearn since college, and get back to my direct roots. But this coworker is way more direct than I am, and he could just suss right through any sort of me. Like, I would try to like for instance, he would want to know where I wanted to go to eat, and I had things I wanted to do, but I was happy enough to like do whatever he would want to do. Like, I'm pretty flexible, but like he would press me until I gave him an answer on things. And if he suspected in any shape, way, or form that I wasn't being completely and totally like upfront about something, he would press me until I was. This was my experience, so I didn't have the opportunity to kind of slowly unpack myself and get to that place where I express more what I want. He wanted it right then, right now. Just a minute, you said I don't know what you want. I don't know, what do you want? And he didn't let it slide. I don't know, what do you want? And he didn't, yeah, you were not, because it was things I did want, but also it's like, I enjoy sitting back and letting other people make decisions on stuff, because I'd rather the other person have a good time. My good time comes by me being able to share an experience with people, and them having a good time. Like, I can assert what I want, but I'd rather know that this person is genuinely getting to have a good time. The problem is, this person is much more extroverted than I am, and he also wanted to make sure that I was having a good time. And so he had a bigger personality than me, and he was gonna call the shots on that. His only caveat the whole entire time was that he had to have control over the music and the driving. I didn't get to choose what music we played in the car. That was on him. So, but he allowed me to choose where we ate most of the time, and he let me be when I wanted to really be. But this whole thing was going on, and it pushed me to my absolute limits. Like, music should always be 50-50. Well, for him, it was 100-100. Like, no one stopped me from playing my music when I was at the store, but I don't like this song. Go away. But yeah, no, that was the experience. And so then finally we get to the final day, and here's the thing, like, this is the thing, like, my heart really went out to this guy, and I'm wanting to connect with him more, because I really believe in him. But I noticed, like, one of the things that I noticed was that, like, people would just wave him away a lot. Like, they would tell me to tell him to his face, like, shut the F up. Like, you know, this is how you deal with him. You tell him, shut the F up. Like, they would encourage me to wave him away. You know, oh, this person, like, that's just how he is or whatever. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm sure he gets enough of that. I'm not going to add to that. I'm not going to treat him like he's only a clown. I want to see his serious side, and he did. He had that, and with time, he unpacked it a little bit. But because I kept my heart open to him the whole time and didn't brush him off, you know, I think that also made him want to challenge me further. And so when we finally got to the last day, and we're in the last airport heading back to Charlotte, like, he really just pressed the crap out of me to the degree that I felt like I was going to just burst into tears. Not because I was angry, not because I was sad, but because I was just overwhelmed. I'm just like, because here we are in a busy airport waiting for our flight to come in. And there's people around us in this bar and a child in this bar. And he's talking loud, wanting to know about, once again, my sex life and different things. Children are around us. Adults are people, strangers are around us in earshot. And he's getting loud about these things. And he's getting loud about, like, areas that I should improve. And different things. And I'm just like, please stop. Please stop. I was at a bar, yes. But it wasn't like, it was an airport bar. Is where we're at. Not a restaurant bar, an airport bar. So, like, it would be nothing, and then suddenly, like, 5,000 people would walk right in. So it wasn't loud. Like, when we were there first, there was, like, 5 people, and it was at a hushed level of tone. So we can be heard. It wasn't, like, a cacophony of voices, and it would drown out our conversation. Well, what things that I should improve upon? Is that what you're asking? What did he say? You get a bottle of water in this character. Like, what exactly are you asking, Zap? Oh, you're just kidding. I mean, I can, like, talk about it. Like, I don't... Like, the areas that like, you saw was an area of an improvement for me was, like, No, I'm not going to talk about this stuff. No. That's private, and I don't want to talk about that, about his life or anything of that nature. But in terms of, like, improvement or, like, work or whatever, or just as, like, me, yeah. That's, yeah, no, I get it. He had mentioned of, like, areas of improvement of, like, needing to get the job done and whatever I'm doing, like, you know, and just kind of push through it or whatever, not make excuses or whatever, just things of nature he saw, which I don't think he really saw the full picture of where I was at. But, you know, he explained that, like, you know, if something needs to be sold, for instance, you just do it or whatever. And he also explained of, like, the need for me to be more, I think, direct or whatever, is some of the things that he brought up in that. So, yeah. So, but he's doing that, like, loudly, and there's, like, people around him just like, oh, God, I'm gonna just, And the problem is, like, when people get aggressive with me and loud or whatever, I lock up. Like, I've gotten better with it over the years, but I lock up. My brain just goes south for the winter, and I cannot have a productive conversation under those circumstances. I'm working on it, but yeah, it sounds like he just doesn't understand the perspective of other people. He does. Now, okay, that's not correct. It's just, he does and doesn't at the exact same time. To that point, right at the end of my time, like, we're talking on Saturday, we're getting to the end of my shift, they keep delaying my flight because, there was a storm going on around Charlotte at the time. It got pushed back to a point where I ended up missing my connected flight. And so if I were to get from Charlotte to Greensboro, I would have had to wait until the next day. But Charlotte is an hour's drive away from where I live, so it's like, why am I going to wait until tomorrow to get back to my house? I had to quickly begin to rearrange things, get my best friend to pick me up instead, and to cancel the connecting flight and everything. And it was stressful to do all that. And it was recognizing that I was stressed and whatever, and I was like, well, I'm not as stressed as you think I am. And I was like, I would say my stress level is about, and he cut me off, and he was like a 6, and it was perfect. It was the exact number that I was thinking. It was like, yes, my stress level is at a 6, and he knew that. So he is perceptive, and like is aware of things when you get down to it. So no, he is smart. So yeah, no, he's not dumb. Sounds like he just doesn't. Okay, yeah, no, he does. Did he come with you? Come with me? He came with me. Are you talking about my best friend? Or are you talking about this guy, my coworker? Help me understand. Please help me understand. Oh, that's right. Shield component. Enameled glass. Nope. Okay, back with the W. I'll need that. I don't know if I have it on set. Oh, the guy. He coming with you and your best friend. No, my best friend didn't come with me. He doesn't work at New Balance, but he just came to pick me up. But no, my coworker came with me from Charlotte's airport to Ohio's airport and back, and was there the whole time. But he did not come with me on the ride back. He lives in Charlotte. So no, I did not drive him back. He was not with me the entire time. My best friend's Eric. I don't know if you've met him yet or not, Kenneth. Although maybe you did. When the last potluck, he was there at the end. I don't know if you were there when he came in. I don't remember, because he came in pretty late. That's all I wanted to know. Let's see here. So yeah. So he was the one that came to pick me up and drive me back down. Yeah, I think so. That sounds about right. That sounds accurate. What did I need? Shield component, plasticine, computer chip. I need to make enameled glass. There we go. That's one component. I need the plasticine ingots, which is just a metric butt ton of titanium. Do I have the space for it all? Okay. A lot of venting. Yeah, a lot of venting happened on my way home. Like I had to word vomit on Eric, 'cause it was just, the way, because okay, so imagine again, like he's talking to me about all these things, he's in my face, he's on his third wine, he's tipsy, talking to me all these things, and there's positive and all too, like he's like, you know, like I respect the hell out of you and everything and all that kind of stuff, and it was good conversations, but also it's just like, this guy keeps talking loud and everyone is involved in this conversation and I feel very awkward. Yeah, he was drunk too. Even better, yes. So like I was like I said, I nearly cried right there at the bar because I was overwhelmed. That's how bad it was. So on the way back, I just vented the crap to Eric. Just a whole ride, just had to process 5,000 things, just figure it all out and everything, get to the bottom of what I was feeling. But no, I can definitely tell you, I think you would all really like him. You have to probably take him in small dosages if you're not prepared, because he's a lot to handle. He is the party. He's not the life of the party. He is the party. When he shows up, the party has arrived. That is him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. So yeah, it was a lot. Not to mention, of course, also the physical demanding of the job and everything, of all the squats, up and down, up and down, up and down. That was a lot too. But the physical pain is never as hard as the emotional pain. That stuff you gotta really work through because, man, whew. So, it was a lot, but it made me think about...
Welcome aboard, Captain.
It made me think about the necessity of pain in order to grow. Because after I had a chance to sit down in that car and word vomit with Eric and process through everything, I was able to realize, and we came to the conclusion that, like, it was good. The whole experience that I had with this coworker was very good and positive for me. It pushed me to my limits. It forced me to learn that I need to be more direct, and need to learn to, like, work with that type of person, and how to do so. And I don't know, I know I need to work to be more direct and to speak my mind about things and to not worry so much about what other people think about me. Like, I've come a long ways and I don't care as much as I used to when I was younger, but I still have room to grow in that. And being broken by this encounter with this coworker was the perfect catalyst to help me realize my own weaknesses and spaces for growth that I would not have been able to if I had been coddled or treated normally like I had been all the time to that point. And so I wanted to really focus in on the necessity of pain for growth, because when you think about it, it's a life thing. It's a nature thing. You don't have to philosophically think about the necessity for pain for growth. If you do any sort of athletics and you're trying to work on your body, your muscles have to be torn and broken repeatedly for it to grow back stronger. There's just images of that in nature around us that shows the necessity, but somehow we get to a place when I say this, I'm speaking about myself, that I get to a place where I think, and I look at the pain, I think, this should not be. That this pain is something that I need to avoid, I should never feel pain or whatever, and that's not true. All the things that I have in my life that is good, the growth, the character development that I've had, has been on the other side of going through pain. And I've written down some reminders of some different painful experiences that I've been through and how it's helped me grow. John, you're saying, why do you have to go through pain to reach growth? Because I'm going through something in the moment where I'm going through pain. It's necessary because it's how life works. Like, again, like I said, like when it comes to muscle growth, unfortunately, I've witnessed and read and learned about a lot of different things where pain was an important process of growth in nature. But I'm not thinking of all that in the moment. I just know that it is a thing. The more you run from pain in life, the less time you have to face it. I don't even know what that means. I just thought of it. It sounded wise. The more you run from pain in life, the less time you have to face. That's fair. Because it takes time to heal from pain, and so if you're trying to run from it, you're not really escaping it. You're just kind of bearing it. And it's still there. Yeah. So I wanted to talk about some of the painful experiences that I had, and how it's changed me. And the first one that I like to talk about, that I've talked about before, was the pain that I experienced right before, and throughout the process of starting ThoughtRaid. ThoughtRaid would not be in existence had I not lost my job. It wouldn't have happened, because all of my focus would have been going into UGN, which is another source of pain for me. But because of the fact that I lost my job, I had to reevaluate, what am I doing with my life? What should I be doing with my life? Because suddenly, everything that I had wanted to do with my life wasn't going to happen because of the pandemic. So obviously, back when the pandemic hit, What had happened during that time, right up leading to me losing my job, was that I was building an online community called United Gamers Nation. It was something that I started in 2013, and it was my baby. And I grew that sucker from 2013 forward. But it was not achieving what I knew it was capable of. In about 2018, God began to call me away from UGN to begin focusing on local community and stop striving so hard to make it grow into what I felt like it was able to be. Because God had given me... I should leave the Discord. No, you don't have... No. No. This song... I don't like this song either. I don't like this channel in general. This is not a vibe for me. Give me back my normal lo-fi. Where's lo-fi? That's alternative. Like, this is not bad, but this is not conducive to my current line of thought. Go away. Okay. Anyways. So... 2018, I'd gotten to a place where I was, like, white-knuckling UGN. Like, I was, like, so desperate for it to become what I felt like it was able to become. God had given me promises of people being affected through UGN and the amount of money we were capable of making through UGN and everything, and so I had a vision for it that God had given me of what could happen. That I held on to tightly, and I had a team of people that was working with me, and at the time it was just less and less people were able to help me grow that vision, so God had me start stepping away from UGN and focus on local community, not throwing it away at all. In fact, I continued to remain heavily involved in it, but he wanted me to focus on the people that were local around me. So when that happened, I was like, well, what am I going to do now? Because I can't make things happen the way I felt like it should. I was holding out space for UGN, not taking opportunities that I could have taken, because I wanted UGN to turn into what God told me it could turn into. And so I held out for it. But it wasn't happening. And so... what I ended up doing within that year of 2018, after that, is I began focusing heavily on going to Japan. And I downloaded a language learning app, started to learn Japanese, started to intake a whole bunch of Japanese music and learn as much as I humanly could. Like, for like the entire year and into 2019, I lived, ate, breathed Japan. Obviously watching animes as well, but I knew that was not always the perfect representation of the country. But I wanted to do stuff with Japan because I knew God put Japan in my heart back in 2012, as well as England. I didn't know why, but as I did things with UGN, I realized there was a lot of suicide and depression, a lot of people with low self-esteem and afraid to go against the grain in Japan, and that broke my heart. And so I knew, okay, that's probably why God's calling me to Japan. So without UGN to focus on, I focused on traveling. But then, of course, when the pandemic hit, and I had managed to raise the money to go to Japan, I had booked the tickets and everything, that fell through. And then after that, my job fell through. I lost my job. And I was like, well, damn, I can't do anything with UGN. Like, that's not where God's, like, had me focus right now. Can't go to Japan. What am I doing with my life? And yes, I do think that at some point I will go to Japan. Like, I know it's on my heart, and I know at some point, I know God's probably going to make it become a thing for me. I don't know when. I don't know how. I'm not really worried about that right now like I was before. But it's still on my heart. And the Asian people in general are often on my heart. I love Asian people. Whether it's Japanese or not, doesn't really matter to me. So it's just like, well, now what am I going to do? I can't go to Japan. I don't have a job. And God asked me, it was like, what was the last thing you did in your life that gave you purpose? And I remembered it was the times when I was doing live streaming, when I was doing things for UGN. It was like, do something with that. And then within weeks, I ended up starting thoughtraid with Tim, and ended up building everything to where it is today. And then eventually Noah came on board, and Lauren came on board, and now we've got you on board, Zap, which, welcome. So, you know, we've been growing that. So, but that came on the side of losing my job. And that would not have come into existence. The growth of a new community, of all the beautiful things that we've experienced together as friends, would not have happened if I had not lost my job. And on top of that, when I had lost my job and God was not allowing me to get unemployment, because I was able to get employment at the beginning of the pandemic, through most of it actually, and then he wasn't letting me get a job either, I had to go the pain of, like, where's my money going to come from? Am I going to end up homeless? You know, am I going to end up ashamed? Because, like, I've got nothing to show for with thoughtraid, and God won't let me get a job. Like, that doesn't bode well when you're trying to explain to your parents, no, I shouldn't get a job. God told me not to get a job. But I have nothing to show for them. thoughtraid wasn't paying the bills. No one was, like, there was a few people that invested in thoughtraid at the time, but it was nowhere near enough that I could say, yes, I'm good. So what do you do with that? And the pain that was brought upon me of worrying where my next meal was going to come from eventually, or was I going to have to move back with my parents, you know, it wasn't heavy, but it was enough. I felt very embarrassed and felt like I was an idiot and wasn't really hearing things correctly because I had nothing to show for except what I felt like God was calling me to do. But in the end, it created within me a greater reliance on God and a belief that He does have the ability to take care of my needs, and a peace that I would not have that if I did not allow myself to go through that period of having no job and not having any unemployment as well. The season was temporary, but the lasting effects have stuck with me ever since. Okay. So there was that. I say okay because I was like reading what you were saying, John. And you're like, let me think. Think. And I was like, And I was like, okay. So there was that growing experience. Then there was the growing experience of all that I went through with UGN, and this is why I was like, should you leave the Discord of UGN? No. But I had to go through. I had to go through some pain with UGN last year. Last year, UGN pretty much came to a grinding halt. When I started UGN, I started it with the plan of it being a Christian community, not that it would be like some overtly Christian community, but one that was with Christian values, designed to create family. We're a community about what was the tagline? I'm trying to remember. Friends, family. Oh gosh, I don't remember. I need to go back and figure out what my vision statement was for UGN. Either way, whatever. Started that. That was my goal, but I did not manage it well. When I started UGN, I started with some Christians, but when I got to the end of UGN, which I wouldn't really say that it's the end because I feel like it's still going to keep going. It's just on hiatus right now. But I slowly let people into the team that did not have the same vision as I did, and were not Christians and did not have similar values. So what ended up slowly happening was that we ended up having two separate communities. We had the UGN that I had envisioned, that some people were on board with, and then we had this new UGN that kind of crept up and developed over the years that had nothing to do with God or Christianity for the most part. God and Christianity was more of an accessory and not actually the centerpiece. Like, it's a path to good living, not actually the way to good living and a good life. And just things continue to happen with my leaders that I just could not support. And it was my fault. I allowed people that did not have the same values to join the team, and I did not know the ramifications that would cause. And because of that, we almost made it to a decade. We came close. We almost made it to a decade. But right before that point, we hit a high point where we ended up having this big Friendsgiving together. People coming in from all over the country, just to be together to share turkey and mashed potatoes and everything. And it was so good. And then the crash just months later, where some things ended up happening within the community where my leader, one of my leaders, who I had not removed, who I should have removed because he was inactive, so it would have made sense to do that, but I didn't, made the decision that he wanted to go into a relationship with someone else in the community that was not a leader, of the same sex, and it was not something that I wanted to support, and I didn't want people to think that because he was in my leadership that I supported that. So I knew that I needed to step up and lay down what my code of ethics was at that point, and the hell that I went through in doing that, ended up losing my entire team in the process because of my people-pleasiness, leading up to that point. The vitriol and the hate that I went through and the rejection that I went through within a span of a couple of months sucked. But I'm glad that I went through it, even though it sucked. Like, some of them I was friends with and genuinely, like, wanted to have in my life. And they're just like, no. Screw you. And I can't blame them. I don't blame them. Because I was being people-pleasing. Up until that point, not really being direct enough about what I believed and what I wanted from my leadership team. And so growth was also a very slow process because they would want to suggest ways of growing and I would turn it down because I didn't trust them. And I didn't really establish a way of open trust with them, like, are we on the same page about these important moral points? And so everything kind of crashed last year. But the growth that came out of that, though, like, the realization of the depths of my own people-pleasingness, like, that I thought that I'd overcome, but realized, nope, it's still there. The realizations of the need to be more direct of where I'm at with a person, that they don't think that I'm this close to them when I'm not actually that close to them. And the need not to, like, pretend that I'm interested in something that someone else is interested in for the chance to minister to them. Like, that was not helpful. Amongst many other things that I've learned, I would not have learned if I had not gone through that pain. And that was a lot of pain. Like, the day that I ended up, like, establishing that code of ethics and everyone left, you can ask Noah, I cried my eyes out like never before, just wailing, because the last person that ended up, like, leaving the team still remains to be really good friends with me, and I love him immensely. But, like, when even he left, I just was a baby, crying so very hard because I still loved everyone legitimately. My love is never fake. So it was very rough, but the growth that came out of it was really good, and I'm still learning from it, and I will still continue to learn from that experience. I trust. So, I don't know. That growth without pain is impossible. You're just going to make stupid decisions that is going to cause you pain, and you don't need to avoid the pain because the pain will transform you into a better person. John, you're saying, or even someone you love stabbing you on the back like a friend, or even moving from a dead relative's death. Yeah, you gotta let pain happen, and you also have got to keep moving through the pain. Like, you don't want to just sit there and wallow in your suffering and choose to be unforgiving. Or, like, I can't forgive this person, or yourself. That's not good. Pain pain is an important part of growth, but healing is also an important part of growth too, and you have to take the steps to heal after you've experienced pain. You don't just stop and you've been hurt and you just camp out there. That's not good. Like, you, John, have to learn how to forgive people, and you have to learn how to forgive yourself. Because you will not grow with just pain alone. And that is a part of the healing process, is forgiving and letting go of things. Like, for instance, an area of growth that you got to work on today is you got to work on forgiving your manager. And Burger King and McDonald's, for the people that have messed up your order, you've got to forgive them, because that will hold you back. You have to forgive them. Like not saying have to as in like, or else I'm going to, hurt you or something. Like, no, like, from experience, your growth will cease wherever you cease to forgive others. Like I know that heaven and hell is very important to you, and that's something you think about a lot, John. And let me tell you, Jesus, in his own word, says he will not forgive people who did not forgive others. Like, God takes forgiveness very seriously. That is one of the few things that he takes, like, that he, like, lays down some very thick boundaries with. Like, unforgiveness could very well land you in hell. So don't let it stick around. Not to say that, like, if you feel unforgiveness, like, you're going straight to hell. No, because we all have to work through it. But at the same time, you don't play around with unforgiveness. You don't let unforgiveness fester in your heart. Like, it is going to be difficult. It took me, talking about, you ended up in Ohio anyway, so I don't know what you did, Brandon. Yeah, I know. But yeah, no, so talking about another pain. So another pain that's resulted in growth, and this one's connected to the whole story of forgiveness, and I've talked about this before. I've lived through narcissists. I'm pretty sure it's hard to label a narcissist because a narcissist is not going to go to a place to get themselves diagnosed with narcissism, because they have no flaws. They are the pinnacle of reality. The say-so and everything. But I'm pretty confident that I've dealt with narcissists for at least 15 years of my life, following me from Florida to North Carolina. And that was hard. The pain that they put me through of everything was always my fault. If I did not line up with what they believed, they would find some way of trying to manipulate me, to put me down, to make me feel bad, and then come to the day where they end up spending a whole 2 hours just trashing my character before my parents and me, and trashing my parents' character before me, and just, like, making it like I don't even deserve forgiveness for the crimes that I've done or whatever. And then after that, and standing up to them and them saying, like, and them going and, like, taking away friends from me and, like, manipulating one of my almost best friends at the time, just taking that person away from me and making that person move in. Well, not making them, but encouraging that person move in with them. Sucked. And the church did not do anything about it. Did not cast them out of the congregation, did not do anything about it. That sucked. What is happening? Get out of my, you glitchy fish. I don't know, whatever. That was painful. But the results of it were good. Like, I don't regret the pain that they put me through. I don't want to go back and undo that. Because I endured them, it created with me the willingness to question my reality and to be humble about it. To give myself a second thought about things that I would otherwise just assume is absolutely correct and, whatever. Like, their inability, seemingly, to accept any viewpoint of their own resulted in my ability to see many other views besides my own. So, like, I don't regret them. And plus, they taught me the value of forgiveness and that the power of it. It took me, John, 4 years of repetitively forgiving them before the day came where I was no longer afraid of them and actually wanted them to succeed in life. 4 years of constantly, repetitively, every day, everything, something new that they did came up in my mind that bothered me. I forgave them over it. Of doing that day in, day out, before I finally was no longer scared of them. Because that's the problem. I was afraid that they would manipulate me again, that they would somehow prey upon my weaknesses, and they would take more friends away with me, and they would add more suffering to my life. 4 years, I had to still live under them before finally the forgiveness covered the pain enough that I no longer felt it the same way. So I learned humility and forgiveness to pray for my enemies because of them, because of the pain that they put me through. The things that put you through the most pain can be your worst enemy or your best ally. And it's all a matter of choice of what that's going to be. Don't push away right away the sources of pain. Like, sometimes you have to put boundaries because they just are toxic. Like these family friends that I've talked about, they're an example of people you can't, like, you don't just keep subjecting them to them. But then there are other people that annoy you, that push you, but love you, and they put you through pain. You still have to keep them in your life because they're a very important part of your growth process. Difficult managers. I cannot begin to tell you the amount of pain and suffering that I went to under the hand of my work mother, whom I love dearly. Like the first job that I had where I was more than just an associate, where I was a third key, secondary assistant manager. That woman, who was my manager for most of that time, and then again when I worked at the walking company, put me through hell in a handbasket and just constantly pushed me to my absolute mental limits, with just back and forth. What is the policy? I don't know what the policy is. What is the return policy? I don't know what it is. Oh, so I'll do it this way. Why did you do it this way? Because you told me so. I don't know. Like, back and forth, back and forth. She was a very difficult and hard manager, but she believed in me, and I knew I knew her heart was right, and so I put up with her for years. And now she's, like I said, she's my work mother. Like, now she's my second mom. Like, I love her similarly, not to the same degree as I love my own mom, but like up there. And I would do a lot for her, like if she absolutely needed my help. But she's very independent, so she doesn't often and wouldn't want it anyways. But if absolutely necessary, I would do some. I would help her out. I would try to help her out best I know how, because she shaped me. She made me tougher. She made me more open and direct in everything. She refined me. The pain that she put me through was worth it. And so, I don't know, it's just, don't avoid pain. Like, there's some pain that leads to death, and there's some pain that leads to life. And it takes time to kind of recognize the two things. But there's a scripture verse that I kind of fall back on often, that I want to read again. And I've read this scripture verse before, and I'm gonna darn read it again, so deal with it. It's in Romans 8:28. It says, "We know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose." So, like, God is able to use your stupid ass decisions, your weaknesses, your flaws, whatever, and he is able to work out these things you do that would result in pain for good. So don't live in fear of pain. Like, that's something I've had to learn this year, is to stop trying to avoid future pain, but to just deal with what I have in the moment. And it's been very life-giving. It's been hard. Don't get me wrong, it's been one very hard year of learning all these things, but I don't have regrets. I don't have regrets with that. And John, you're saying, what are you saying over there? Another thing is, what if the past comes back to haunt you? Like, bad things you've done in the past, and people find out and they want to take you down, like the middle school or high school. I mean, if bad things come back to haunt you that you've done, you gotta deal with it. Let it happen. Like, you're gonna make stupid decisions across the course of your life. It's better to allow the ramifications for what the bad things that you did wrong that come back to haunt you, than it is to keep trying to run away and avoid it. You will not grow when you run away from the pain of the problems you created. All the bad decisions that I made in UGN came back to bite me in the ass. They did. And it sucked. It cried my eyes out. Got death threats from people within UGN. Not serious ones, thank God, but definitely death threats. Because of my people pleasing. And I didn't even do anything that I knew was wrong. Like, the things I did wrong I wasn't aware of. And even that came with death threats. But I don't regret it. I don't regret the pain and having to face the consequences of my actions that I wasn't aware of then and becoming more aware of the longer I go on through this. I don't regret it. So there's growth when you are accountable for the mistakes you've made. There's death when you avoid the mistakes you've made as if they've never happened. It is better to endure the pain of suffering for the mistakes you made than to try to keep pushing it off, lying about it, hiding about it, not talking about it, pretending like it's not there. I will not be quiet about that. And the thing is, when you're fixated and focusing on what you will lose for being honest, you will miss out on what you will gain for being honest. Like, please hear me. When you hide from the pain and you prop up lies, you keep being fake, you keep trying to run away from your problems, you will miss out on the growth and the benefit and the rewards for being honest. I want that to sink in. I want you, and whoever comes across this stream down in the future, to hear these words. The damage for being dishonest and propping that up is higher than choosing to be honest about it and dealing with the pain that comes on the other side of that. So there's that. I'm looking at my notes here. And so then I think one of the biggest, like, I have a lot of points that I can make about all the different areas of growth that I've had. But there's one that's really big that I think I want to kind of highlight, was the pain that I experienced being an only child in a foreign state, going to several different schools, and the pain that was for me. That was a lot of pain. I've mentioned a lot, I'm an only child, I've had to deal with a lot of loneliness. Yeah, you should deal with it, John. And let it come. And be honest, exactly. Etc., etc., etc. Yes. Because anything you keep within secret is just gonna turn into a ball and chain that will hold you back in life. Plastisteel. That's what I need to do. Okay, focus. Which I need lithium for. Welcome aboard, Captain. Okay. Plastisteel ingot. 2 lithium. Okay, I was like, how much lithium do you need? So, I moved around a lot. Not as much as like an army kid, granted, but I moved around a good deal. And, when I moved to North Carolina, that was when I started to go to a lot of different schools. Before North Carolina, I was homeschooled, and I went to 2 different private schools, and that was about it. Didn't really affect me too tremendously much. I still did pretty good with any school that I went to, plus I was in my own home state. So, people knew me, I knew people, life was great. Moved to North Carolina. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for joining, Zap, as long as you've been able to. I appreciate. And again, happy birthday to you. I had to schedule just in case. Let's see. Shield component and chip. I need to remember what is the thing for chip. Chip is gold, copper wire, and two table coral samples. Okay. Copper wire requires 2 copper. Anyways, moving around from school to school. Once I moved to North Carolina, I moved to North Carolina in my 4th grade year. I was in one school, and then in 5th grade I went to 3 different schools, and then 6th grade was the same school at the end of 5th grade. 7th grade was a different school, and finally high school was the one place where I actually stayed in the same school the whole time. But I effectively, up until high school, I was in a different school every 2 years, roughly. Give or take a year. Table coral. And, because of that, I got socially stunted. I was not a very socially savvy kid until college, really. When I first had my first really close friend at the end of high school, I glommed onto that poor soul like a fish to water. I wanted to do everything with that friend as much as I humanly could. Very clingy. But they endured it. And they were kind to me. They didn't reject me over that, which was very huge. I needed that. And I still wish that friend was in my life today. I still love him dearly. But anyways, there was just a lot of pain that I went through. When I got to middle school, in that short 2-year window of time, that was where I experienced the most bullying and loneliness I'd ever experienced in my life. Like 12 kids in my class, and there was like 60 kids within the entire school, and the only people that I did well with were people older or younger than me. There was no doing well with people my same age. They all knew each other. They didn't know me. They did not feel comfortable around me, and I did not know how to act, I guess, normal around them. I don't know. And it sucked. I remember coming home from school oftentimes and just kind of crying, just feeling alone. My parents were sad about it, and they tried to help the process, but, you can't just make kids be kind. There has to, I don't know, they have to go through their own growth to get to that place. I don't know, it was just really rough until I got to my 2nd year of high school. Or 3rd year, excuse me. I remember even going into high school, like I went into 9th grade so determined to reinvent myself. No one knew me, so I could start fresh, and maybe people would be able to see me differently, and they would like me. And they probably did. But I interpret them laughing, like them maybe laughing with me about what I was doing and finding it funny, as them laughing at me and that there was something wrong with me. I ended up feeling through high school like I had some kind of mental disorder, that I had like autism or something, because the only people that I did really good with in high school was like atheists and agnostics and nerds that did not look or smell good. That was all I could allot to. Even most of the girls that were interested in me were weird. So I don't know, I didn't feel like I could make friends with people that I, wanted to be friends with. But again, that pain that I experienced transformed me in many different ways. For one, what it created within me was it created a desire to give community to anyone who wanted to have community, that anyone who needed it, and not just reject the person because of how they looked or how they smelled or how they carried themselves or anything. Like, all were welcome in my life, because I didn't have the option. I didn't get to choose to be in with the cool kids. That was not for me. Didn't get to have that experience. I got to be bullied by the cool kids. I got to be rejected by the cool kids. So what could have formed into pride in or isolation from other people instead turned into a huge desire to welcome anyone that I possibly humanly could. My experiences of rejection with people probably also is another reason why thoughtraid is in existence. If it wasn't for that, I don't think thoughtraid would be in existence. I would have probably not... I would have never discovered online communities, because I would have probably had enough community locally. I would not have gone to find those sort of things. And I don't know, but just my life became more open-hearted towards people, willing to give anyone a chance, that was willing to give me a chance. And I don't think I would have had that without those experiences. I started to give time to people that were weird to me. Like, I remember after that one friend that was really close to me, that in the beginning, there was another friend who was really weird. He liked acapella before that was as big of a thing as it is now, or was. Like, before, like, he got into pentatonics before pentatonics grew to what it is now. I thought it was weird. And he would dye his hair green often, which I still need to do, and I'm going to do. But also convert it into a mohawk and then paint that sucker green. And it was just socially awkward. But what could I do? I didn't really have the luxury of, making friends with the cool kids, so I was like, okay. And in time, I discovered his heart, and I really came to appreciate him and everything, and it turned into a great friendship that I would not normally have gone to if it had not been the loneliness that I had experienced before that point. So the pain created within me humility once again, and it also created within me the willingness to work with different people, not to be stuck up or afraid to work with people that could potentially ruin my reputation. Which, once again, I'm having to face again, as we've talked about in the beginning of this stream. But, that's interesting. I just now connected that. I'm having to face that again. Huh. Well, I'm gonna face it. But the pain made me stronger. It made me a better person.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
And so, with that said, there's a scripture verse that I want to read that ties it all together, but before I do that, I would like to figure out where I put the shielding thing for my Cyclops. Fairly certain it's in one of the modules. Module, over here. Is it a shield module? Yes, it is a shield module, and I'm going to put it into the place so I can complete my spaceship and get off this god-forsaken planet. Okay. Alright, let's go over here. I'm curious if it's going to automatically put me into the ship the minute I finish it, or if I have to manually enter the ship. And if I have to manually enter it, how the hell am I going to enter this sideways ship? Oh boy. Build the top of the ship. Whoa.
Neptune 1 rocket online.
Oh, well, that was quick. I wonder how this thing is going to shoot me out when I get into it. Do I have to launch it from here? Oh, I can change the color of the rocket? Wow. What am I gonna name it? I'm gonna name it SS No Power Cell. Oh, I can't. No Power Cell. That's what I'm gonna call that bad boy. And let's see. The game is over. Congrats. So it's not over yet. I haven't gone into the ship. I could go do other things. Don't. There. Give me. Let me get. Frick. Purple. Dark purple. Yeah. Dark purple. Well, maybe not the dark. Maybe like a little bit over there. Let me just. Yeah, like that. And then stripe 1 is red. Where is stripe 1? That's yellow. The rest of it's white. Name is white. I don't know. Stripe 1. Oh, it's white. Okay, stripe. Still don't know what that is. Okay. Got purple. This one. Frick. Move there. There. And then stripe 2 will be yellow. There we go. Wow. Yep, that's it. That's the colors. We launching from that, boys. But before we do that, let me see what you're saying, John. So you know how people in the sports industry have to go through a lot of pain in practice? Yes, I do. Not from a personal experience, but I've watched and seen and understand by proxy. Done. Done. Done? Okay, cool. Now, how do I enter this sideways sassy boy? I am directly underneath the place that would cook me alive. That took a lot of work. Do I just run? Oh, I see. I get it. All right, cool. So yeah, we're gonna make it through this whole Subnautica thing. Never once did we find the power cell chargers. Didn't happen. I'm definitely putting that in the time capsule. That's going straight down in the time capsule. Could not find. Call elevator. Is the elevator been called? I don't know. Call? Is it being called? Oh, it's right there. Okay. Never mind. I've made it. Goodbye, water plane. It's sideways. Tumble, fall into the ship as it launches straight towards the Aurora. Just goodbye, water planet. Look how far we've come. Wow. And I did it all without a power cell charger. Alright. We did it. I'm inside this bad boy. Hydraulic system. Okay, I gotta see what's here. We have storage. I don't know why I would need it at this point, but we have it. Got storage. Communications array. Auxiliary power unit. What's up here? I can almost walk to the top of this thing. That's how bad it is. Climb me up. Man, they really put all the animation into this part right here. Other animation, I just go straight up. This one, I gotta climb my way up. Look at that. What is this? Activate life support system. Prepare the time capsule. Yes. Okay. What? What on earth? Okay, cool. What we're gonna put in there? We're gonna put power cells. Fully charged power cells because I could not find the charger. Oh, what else in my care package? We'll put this ion. No, we'll give him a care block of food, good water, 4 power cells back. An image. Sure. Whatever. I don't know. Back to gallery. That one. Back. Oh, I didn't choose it. Choose that image. Select. And message. Alright. I came to this world not knowing what horrors would reside under the sea. Very quickly, I found that there are awful things wishing to take a bite out of you. There are truly unspeakable horrors here. Yet, I overcame, and I faced these monstrosities. And you can too. But I warn you, no matter the challenge I faced, the difficulties that were there, none compared to the pain of never finding the power cell charger. So, dear traveler, dear stranded traveler, take these fully charged power cells. They may be all you get. For harder than facing the Leviathans is finding the blueprint to create the power cell charger. I came to this world not knowing what horrors would reside under the sea. Very quickly, I found that there were awful things wishing to take a bite out of you. There are truly unspeakable horrors here. Yet I overcame, and I faced these monstrosities, and you can too. But I warn you, no matter the challenge I faced, the difficulties that were there, none compared to the pain of never finding the power cell charger. So, dear stranded traveler, take these charged power cells. Oh, oops. They may be all you get, for harder than facing the Leviathans is finding the blueprints to create the power cell charger. Rip indeed. Also, rip the scab that I had on my leg. Hello. Woof. Did not expect to accidentally work on that one. But that seems good. That's good. That'll bode well with the next person who comes across the time capsule. I'd love to see the wonderful person that finds that. Okay, cool. So that should be good. I think... Saved. Is it saved? I think so. Yeah, select that one. Ah. My leg be bleeding. Whoops. So yeah, everything seems like a check and a go. So I guess we just do tab.
Time capsule ready.
Okay, cool. Sweet. Alright. So, we're gonna read that scripture verse before we finish, but before we finish and get to that part, we're gonna do everything necessary to get this started.
Primary computer systems active.
Good. Life support.
Life support systems online.
Excellent. Alright. We can breathe up in here. Oh.
Time capsule ready.
Okay, I get it now. Okay. Yes, John. Auxiliary power unit.
Auxiliary power unit online.
Excellent, that's good. Communications array.
Communications systems array active.
And now the hydraulic system.
Pressurizing hydraulics.
Yes, I know people say that. I don't know.
All systems are go for liftoff.
Liftoff time, here we go. This is it, folks. We're gonna launch sideways out of here. You're saying, so you know how people say you have to work hard to get where you want in life. Why do you have to go through so much pain to be successful? Pain's just a part of life. If you try to avoid a part of life, you're still gonna run right into it. The problem is you're gonna look very foolish, and you're gonna miss out on a lot of growth opportunities because you think that you can avoid something that's just gonna naturally happen. Nuke that crash ship! You shouldn't quit. You're never going to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish if you quit before you get to it. But if you keep avoiding pain, you are going to keep quitting before you actually get what you want. There are some things that might not be achievable, and that's fair. There are some things you may not be able to accomplish within your lifetime. There may be limitations that you have. But that doesn't make you less of a person. That doesn't make you, that doesn't mean your life is going to be completely unsatisfiable. No. Life is hard. For everyone. Everyone has their own challenges and difficulties they have to go through. And you can't go through your life ignoring that they exist. You can't. So, one of the difficulties we have to face is flying sideways out of a planet, hurtling towards the Aurora. I'm very curious to see how this is going to cinematically show that. Let's find out.
Launch rocket while quarantine. Enforcement platform is still active.
Oh, there's a One sec. I have to leave and go find that thing, and then we can get out of here. Sideways. If I jump, I'll probably just die of fall damage. Elevator, please. Is elevator here? Elevator? Well, let me save. Okay. Fortunately, my ship is sideways, so maybe I can get where I need to get by just jumping off the side of it like this. There we go. Whee! Alright, cool. Well, I gotta go back over to that one location because I cannot. I have to turn off the. I didn't realize I didn't turn it off. Whoops.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online. What would you do if it wouldn't let you up there? I don't know. Alright, we're at 76%. And I need to figure out which way it was. I don't remember which area. I think it was this way. To the specific island I need to get to in order to... towards that cloud over there. That floating island, I'm pretty sure it is. Excuse me. Ow. Making my way downtown. Getting stuck. Why am I not moving now? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Ow. That actually gave me hull damage, darn it. I'm stuck on something. Crap! Ah, it's... What am I stuck on? There. No longer stuck. I'm pretty sure I have not glitched the game. It should be fine. We are good. I need to go towards that area there. That, I'm pretty sure, is where the island is, with the shooty gun thing that needs to be turned off. I hope I don't need a tablet, though. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna need a tablet. I need to go grab my blue tablet before I go there, because I swear to God, it's been like, oh, you need this thing to turn off the thing. I just feel like that's gonna be a thing. I don't want that. Where is my base? There it is. Take me to my base. I need a blue tablet. Take me to the base. I need to turn off the gun. I really don't want to die down here. Let me go to the turret. The turret. Okay. That's an interesting sound. Never heard that particular sound of water.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Welcome aboard, Captain. That's not it. Wait, do I actually have that many waters? Wow. Wasn't expecting that. Forgot that I put them there. I got water for days. We're good. Where did I put the blue tablet? Ah. Blue tablet? No. Blue tablet? No. Blue tablet? Yes. Purple tablet, too. Okay, take that one. Just in case. We're taking no risks. Ain't happening today. Alright, take me back out to Big Tub. Where the frick? Sea moth. Or sea tooth. Why is sea tooth there? I don't know. I'm coming for you, big tub. Ooh, wait a minute. This might actually be the wrong one. That's the thing. I don't remember which one's which. I was leaving, but apparently not. I have to turn off the turret, it says. Otherwise, I'm not getting off this planet. So, there's that. I also need to figure out where was I going. Okay, yeah. Do-de-do-do-do. Hello, swirl of fish. Those fish you can't even interact with. They're just purely atmospheric. I really hope I'm going the right direction. I don't want to spend all this time floating back to the next one. What is... That's one of the wrecked things. Okay. What is that? What is this? Why is it when a fish hits this ship, it sounds like it's going like full force right into it, like blowing a hole into my ship. I'm gonna put a dent into it. I don't know. So that does nothing. This uses so much power. Super fast. Okay. Yep, that's popping out of the water. Yep, that's the one. We're gonna use up our juice, because I know there's also leviathans here, and I'd like to see you before you see me. Well, see you as you see me, I guess. You're somewhere here, I know it. And I don't like it. Do-do-do-do. See, I'll look at the camera while I also see. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Warper. Alright, turn you off. Save some battery. Okay. I don't like that. Don't make sounds like that, please. Scare me. There's a tree that I can eat. There we go. Give myself a little bit of food. A little something something. The treasure was the friends I made along the way. Yeah, with what? The sea leviathans? We became the best of friends. They wanted me dead, and I wanted to live. It was a good time. Oh. Okay. Whoop! I'm not paying attention. Okay, there we go. Force field control has been taken down. Let's find our defense mechanism and shut that bad boy off. This guy's got some legs for days. Okay. Now we can just figure out what the mainframe is that shoots the shooty laser. Hello? There's data, so no. go. Plop. Okay, that's just to go out into the ocean, which I don't care to do right now. I want to figure out where the gun is so I can turn that off and not die on the way out of the planet. Up. What's over here? Oh, gate. Well, that's good. At least I know I can teleport here. So maybe it's up this way? Everything lights up on my way up, so that's promising, I guess. Okay. Wait, what? Can I scan that? I can't. It's just there. Okay, I'm now up here. Can't go any further up, I don't think. Yeah. Weird corridor. Please tell me I didn't just run all the way up here, only to find the elevator that floats me back down. Wait. This looks promising. Ow. Cool. I can't see anything. Well, it's very dark. This just became creepy. How the frick do I don't remember how I got here. Now I need to figure out how to get out of here. Okay. Yep, there we go. Okay. Oh, looks like I have some light. It's not completely dark. Thanks. Can I scan you now? Did I already scan you? No, I did not. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Uh-oh. Does that mean that the elevator that took me where I am is not available and I have to frickin' go out through the water? Oh. Well, there's that. At least. Good to know that that works, I guess. But the elevator, I'm not sure if that does. I'd rather go back the simplest way to my thing. Not through the water, though. If I could avoid that and go via an elevator, that'd be nice. Haha, it still works. Take me away. Whee! That'd be an interesting experience. Just have something just like levitate you up and just gently put you on your feet. Plop. Well, somewhat gently. A little bit abrupt. Get me out of here. All the way out of here. Really should have kept on some emergency lighting and not just immediately make everything pitch dark. Need a little bit of lighting. I can't see that well. Break legs. You can't leave. You finally get rid of the super gun and now you're just gonna die by breaking your legs. But I made it, so we're good. And that thing will no longer shoot people down. The day is saved. Huzzah. Alright. Hello, Humpty Dumpty. Did anything else disappear too? Did those teleporters, like, cease and desisted? Nope, they definitely did not. They just teleport away from me, though.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online. Meh, meh. Alright, take me back. Also, I hear the sound of a Leviathan, but I don't see the Leviathan. So we're just gonna go this way. I also hear the sound of those good guys. They are best boy. Big boy. Alright, I'm pretty sure we're fine. So that means full speed.
Emergency speed. Warning. Vessel cavity. Excessive noise.
That's okay. I want to get to my destination faster.
Warning. Engine overheat. Ahead standard.
Well, don't want that to happen, though. I can be all the noise. I can make some excessive noise. It's not just my engine, my friend. No, believe in me, John. I'll make it. We're almost there. We're almost there. It's fine. The sounds are spooking me, but it's fine. Can't see worth a crap, but it's fine. We're good. Don't worry about it. There is no escape. Celebration horn toots. Now we'll see if we actually get off this godforsaken planet and not just crash into something else. Almost there. I can see my sideways launching platform as I bump into everything. Alright. Wait. Let's do this.
Engines
All the way
powering down.
down. Turn off that. And let's take off. Whoop. Hello. There we go. Yeah, it's a face. Take me up. Even though I'm sideways, I'm pretty sure my character cannot make it up this way without a little bit of assistance. Alright, here we go. All of the animation, I tell you, has gone into this. Every last bit of it. This is where the budgeting went. And here we go, on a beautiful day. We made it! We launch.
Ready to launch on your command, Captain. Launch in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, we seem to be launching fine.
Time capsule jettisoned.
Oh, good. We're going back into space! Oh, and there's just pieces of the
Caution.
ship.
Approaching orbital debris field.
Oh, that's not great. Ah!
Orbital debris field clear. Performing gravity turn maneuver.
I can see the planet now a little bit better. Well, there's some more
Confirm
land.
Destination coordinates. Nearest interstellar phase gate. Engaging ion boosters in 3, 2.
Oh, there's the snowy
1.
region.
What is a wave without the ocean? A beginning without an end. They are different, but they go together. Now you go among the stars, and I fall among the sand. We are different, but we go together.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Oh, I won't be able to see that again. Wherever he was going, hold escape to exit. Oh, because it's just infinitely just the word Subnautica. Oh, nope, there's the credits. I was going to say for a second, is there credits? Stephen Brown. We got a Brown out here. Look at that. Dolly Cortez. Pat Presley. Jake Smith. Liam Tart. Rose Willard. Mike Verrett. James Backway. That's a fun name. Panic Button. This is Panic Button? Oh. You've been lurking this whole time. Look at that. I did in fact escape. We started, when did we start this? Functionality QA Technician. Wow, that's a lot of them. We started this. What was the first? It was last year. I feel like the first Subnautica stream had to have been sometime around like August of last year. I feel like we've been playing this for an entire year, and we just now finally finished it a year later. That is, I'm pretty sure it's been months. Yes, in-time game is much less than the actual like amount of time it's taken us to get there. But yes, it's taken us a while. Play the second one. I don't know if I'm ready to play the second one. I've already had to deal with the spookiness of the first. I want something a little less spooky, personally. This was like a comfort stream for me, the Subnautica streams. Oh, it's comforting. That's nice. Now you join us in No Man's Sky. So yes, please, this plays the second one. Okay. Well, I might have some other ones that would also be equally comforting besides this one. Like, we can look into that. There's look, Jacksepticeye. I know that all those names actually. Well, not all of them, but a handful of them. That's cool. No Man's Sky 2. I guess you're currently playing No Man's Sky, and you're just wanting me to come join you guys.
Welcome to Alterra. Permission to land will be granted once you have settled your outstanding balance of 1 trillion credits.
Jeez. I've been sucked into that game. I'm glad you got into No Man's Sky. That's excited. I will join you. Rage game. And yes, of course, I do want to get around to playing Palia, too. I saw the stuff. I just haven't been able to respond to that, Jeremy. But before we end, I want to end with the scripture verse that I was talking about. So before you guys disperse, listen to this one real carefully. This is the one that kind of connects everything together about why pain is important to go through and everything. So this one's coming from Romans 5, from the Bible directly. Therefore, since we have been justified by faith, we have peace with God through our Lord Jesus Christ. Through him we have also obtained access by faith into this grace in which we stand, and we rejoice in hope of the glory of God. Not only that, but we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope, and hope does not put us to shame, because God's love has been poured into our hearts through the Holy Spirit, who has been given to us. For while we were still weak, at the right time Christ died for the ungodly. For one will scarcely die for a righteous person, though perhaps for a good person one would dare to even die. But God shows his love for us in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Since therefore we have now been justified by his blood, much more shall we be saved by him from the wrath of God. For if while we were enemies, we were reconciled to God by the death of his Son, much more now that we are reconciled shall we be saved by his life. More than that, we also rejoice in God through our Lord Jesus Christ, through whom we have now received reconciliation. So, suffering is a part of life, and it's a part of growth, and it's necessary to move forward. And we should not run away from pain. Not to say that we rampantly run into pain and make as much pain for our lives as possible. That's not what I'm saying here. But we should not allow the fear of pain dictate how we live our lives and prevent us from trying to move in anywhere that would cause pain. Because suffering produces endurance, endurance produces character, and character produces hope. And hope deferred makes the heart sick. So we need hope, and the only way we find hope is through going through suffering. So that's the scripture verse that I wanted to close this all out with, and I hope you guys really got a lot out of this, as I've definitely gotten over the course of my life and learned in this moment too. Just a couple things about myself in the process. But this is where I shall end today's stream. So, bring Subnautica back up and bring myself right here. And I'll minimize that so we can have that there. Well, I want to thank you guys for watching. It's been a lot of fun. If you enjoy thoughtraid, I want to encourage you to support us. We are able to do what we're able to do because of the support we've gotten through the years, but we are in need of more support so we can continue to bring to you the level of quality we've brought to you thus far. We actually do have a yearly amount that we have to spend to keep things afloat. So if you've really enjoyed how we've done things with thoughtraid and you want to continue to help us grow, I would like to invite you to give. We've got Subnautica. We have PayPal, and then we have Patreon. And in those things, with Patreon specifically, there are different rewards according to the different tiers that you would want to subscribe to, from $1 a month to $30 a month. $1 a month, like, there's nothing you can even get nowadays with $1. But with thoughtraid, every dollar helps, and it will help us reach more people, and it will help us accomplish more, because one day, if we can get to the place where me and the team can just focus on this, we have so many things we want to do with thoughtraid, but we need financial support to accomplish that thing. So if we have impacted your life in any significant way, I want to encourage you to give unashamedly, because giving really transforms you. That's another form of pain. Giving is not fun for many people, because it's like, where's the money going to come from if I put it over here? But I can promise you, as one who has gone through that pain multiple times, I have never regretted giving. And it has come back to bless me in some shape, way, or form. So if you've been touched by thoughtraid, if it's meant something to you and it's affected you, we have Patreon and we have PayPal, and we love for you to support us that way. Or you can be praying for us, and you can be letting your friends know about us too. If there's people in your life that you know need what we have, let them know. Bring them to our Twitch page, bring them to YouTube, bring them into Discord, so we can reach more people and bring them into our friend group, in our community. So yeah, those are ways you can support us, and we would love to have your support. But with all that said, just turn that. I love this song too, by the way. I'm gonna like that before I head out. With all that said, We broadcast every week on Monday, Friday, and Saturday around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be live again this Friday with some more D&D. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love you guys, and you have a good night.